Hypixel just released a massive announcement, unveiling at least 3 brand new game modes, exciting updates for bedwars, skywars, and more, plus a secret game mode that could change the server forever. There's also bad news. Hypixel might get sued. You won't want to miss any of these updates and announcements, especially if you watched my previous video debunking Hypixel's 1.21 update. So grab a snack, sit back, and relax as I dive into everything you need to know. Starting with the first new game mode coming to Hypixel, speedbuilders. Sound familiar? Yep, mineplex released their version of speedbuilders back in 2016, but because the server was discontinued in May 2023,
mineplex has abruptly shut down. Only a couple days ago now, nobody could connect to the server anymore. Then suddenly, their Bedrock server disappeared from the server list.
Hypixel seems to be adding a similar, if not copied, version of this game mode, perhaps to attract the players who were left out after mineplex shut down. This could be a coincidence, but on the exact same day that Hypixel released this mode, mineplex launched its open beta, seemingly planning a revival of the server. This could lead to trouble between the two servers, but before we dive into that, let's break down what this game mode actually is. As shown in Hypixel's trailer, Speedbuilders features 8 players competing to recreate a memorized structure as fast as they can. Each player spawns on their own mini island and gets a short look at a simple build. Once it disappears, players race to complete it. This looks like a fun new game mode for the Minecraft building community, but how could it lead to legal trouble for Hypixel? We'll get to that, but first, let's start with some smaller updates and work up to the big changes Hypixel is planning. Sheep Wars, a game mode released in April of this year, got a very interesting map update that the community absolutely adores. They're also adding a highly requested team selection feature for private games. There's no confirmed release date yet, but another update has already come out. This one surrounds Murder Mystery. Murder Mystery received major updates that the community has embraced, including a brand new progression system, revamped maps, new cosmetics, knife prestiging, and more. If you're interested, I'll link the details in the description. They also released a follow-up update addressing player concerns and fixing a lot of bugs. Next, if you've logged into Hypixel recently, you may have noticed the recent Cops and Crims update. It includes new leveling, map updates, cosmetics, private games, achievements, and more. Similar to the Murder Mystery updates, they're adding a way to host a challenge mode private game with 8 or more players, regardless of rank. This is a big deal, especially for those who don't have the highest tier ranks. According to Hypixel, this feature will be implemented sometime this month, and I'm ecstatic to see that Hypixel is making updates accessible to more players. Another unexpected game long overdue for an update is Warlords. This minigame will receive an update later this month as well, bringing balance changes, new skill boosts, and quality of life improvements to refresh the gameplay. Now that we've covered smaller updates, let's move on to major changes in Skywars, Bedwars, and Duels. But first, please subscribe. It's my dream to reach 30,000 subscribers and achieve YouTube rank, and we're really close. It's free, and you'll be the first to know about big updates like this that no one else is covering. And if we hit 30,000 subscribers before the end of 2024, I'll do a voice reveal, since, yep, this isn't my real voice. Moving on to Skywars, the upcoming Angel's Rebirth update will bring changes across Skywars, including a new kit prestige system that rewards coins, opals, and cosmetics, and a unique prestige scheme at max level for each kit. They share 2 sneak peeks, and this update is scheduled for the first quarter of 2025. Around the same time, a Duels update titled War and Spleef will introduce new modes and give the Division rewards system a sizable revamp. This means even more game modes are on the way, though the Hypixel team hasn't shared many details yet, as this update is still in the early stages. Now for the most highly anticipated update, Bedwars. It's currently in the design phase, as Hypixel reviews community suggestions and their own ideas to make this update the best it can be. If you want to share your thoughts, I'll add a link to the Hypixel forum post in the description, but feel free to comment too. Unfortunately, they can't give us a release date yet, but it's likely before the release date of GTA 6, either in the second or third quarter of 2025, though a delay wouldn't be surprising. Good news though, 2 smaller updates are on the way. One by the end of the year with new maps and tweaks, and a patch for the Slumber Hotel releasing later this week. Before we wrap up, there are 2 new game modes set to enter the prototype lobby soon, with one launching before the end of the year. It's called Disaster Survival. Teased way back in February during the Hypixel Game Jam, players are placed in a small arena filled with natural disasters, aiming to survive each wave. It's very reminiscent of the Roblox game Natural Disaster Survival from 2008. Hypixel community member Steven R8, who holds multiple records, commented, "Hypixel, please add this. This will literally be the next big minigame. I've been asking for it since 2017. The second game mode Hypixel is releasing is completely shrouded in mystery, and the only one teaser screenshot has been released at the time of writing. Due to its scale, it might be a large RPG or simulator type game. Let me know what you think it could be in the comments. For the latest update in this video, Hypixel's seasonal bingo has undergone significant changes, mainly making it much easier. Unfortunately, bingo will now only be available during Hypixel's yearly anniversary instead of every season. To be fair, it must be exhausting for developers to come up with new bingo events 4 times a year. However, it makes me wonder, what will replace bingo, since it's a major part of seasonal events and will need an alternative? There's also an update to Hypixel housing coming soon. Hypixel has stated that this update will be somewhat minor, but will bring new actions requested by the community alongside various improvements. Lastly, let's circle back to something I touched on earlier. Back to the topic at hand. Hypixel could be in some legal trouble soon over claims of ripping off Mineplex's popular game mode Speedbuilders. What makes it interesting is that Mineplex had many ideas taken from Hypixel minigames in the past, such as Castle Siege and Master Builders, just to name a few, which are direct copies for the most part of Hypixel's original ideas. Given this, a lawsuit would not make much sense since both networks have taken jabs at one another over the years. It became such a problem in 2015 that Hypixel themselves had to post an official forum post appealing to the community's frustration by asking players to brush it off instead of feeling more tension. Ironically, it's still interesting how Hypixel announced the launch of Speedbuilders on the exact same day as the open beta of Mineplex. It makes for an interesting narrative how these two giants continue to face off and be rivals all the way back before 2015. Funny enough, while researching this, on the same forum post also mentioned that an EU network was planned for early 2015, which never came to be. Maybe it's still in the works? Anyways, let's keep an eye out for how this unfolds. And that's a wrap on everything Hypixel has announced on their forums. I'm super curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. I personally think this is an amazing update, but always I try to reply to as many comments as I can. Make sure to subscribe and also like so we can reach 1,000 likes for the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching, I'm Flame. Peace out. Yep, no skyblock update this time. However, in my previous video on screen, there's a huge skyblock update coming. Bye.